Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yep.
Miss Sherri Shepherd.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Good morning.
Angela. Hey, Envy. Hey.
What's happening?
Everything and nothing and everything.
I'm very interested in seeing this new film.
Brian Banks, because when I was
Brian
here
Banks.
last time, I talked about it a little bit.
Yes, and we had what's the homie name that's playing?
You had Aldous on.
yeah.
Yes, we did.
Oh, my gosh. He should get an Oscar for playing Brian
Movie
Banks.
was
He
great.
killed it that much?
He killed it.
Movie was great.
Oh, you
You
saw
guys-
it?
you saw it?
Yeah, we saw it.
Okay.
So it's based on a true story.
It's based on a true story. Brian Banks was ranked number 11 nationally as a defensive linebacker. He was recruited by USC, full scholarship. He was 16 years old when a girl at his high school accused him of rape.
Mm-hmm.
And he was arrested, and they coerced him into taking a no contest plea, not guilty, not innocent, which 95% of our young men do take. And they told him he'd be in school pretty much in a couple weeks.
Yeah, right.
And yes.
And his lawyer agreed
And his
with him
lawyer
taking
agreed
it.
with him, and he asked to
Without
talk to
talking to his mom, too.
He wanted to talk to his mother, and they said no because they were trying him as an adult. And his mother had mortgaged her house and her car. They thought he was coming home. He got sentenced to almost 6 years in prison.
Yep, ruined his life.
At 17 years old, he came out. He was still in prison for 5 years because you have a pedophile label. You can't get a job. Parole officers messing with you all the time. And so literally, then the girl who accused him contacted him on Facebook and wanted to get together.
Yep.
He got
Which
to
is so crazy.
It's
That's
so
very
crazy.
Why would you think that's okay?
Because
If
basically she was like, let bygones be bygones.
Yeah,
you
'cause
know.
I'm out here chilling.
Nah,
You
I
went to
can't
jail.
let bygones be bygones. You
But
ruined my life.
well, he videotaped her confessing that she lied about the rape. But in California, you cannot videotape somebody without their permission. So he couldn't use that. And he petitioned the California Innocence Project. They go, try to help people who've been wrongly incarcerated. They represented him, and he got exonerated on a technicality because they charged him with kidnapping.
Don't tell him too much now.
Oh, okay.
Don't
Well,
tell him
well,
too
you know
much.
he didn't
That's
die.
a true story.
You know the
Google.
story.
I know, but still,
you can Google
for
the
some
story.
reason,
It's a
Google
very
the story,
popular
just wanna
story.
see it.
But
Some people
it's
don't
a-
know
And I'm
about the
telling you,
story.
see,
It's
my
a
I
true
didn't know the story.
story.
I didn't know the story
When the
until I
guy
watched
was here last time and he said Brian Banks, I knew that story
Aldous,
immediately.
right.
I didn't know the story.
Yeah, but basically, it's like when that was his purpose, his calling. When that's torn away from you, he couldn't play football because he was too old.
Right.
What do you do? How do you forgive? If you meet Brian Banks, he's smiling all the time. He's a life coach. He has a different calling now. I think he's changing the world more than he would have if he had been a pro football player. But it's just like, how do you get past that?
I'm very interested to see how this film will be received in the Believe All Women era.
Right, but you know what? I think it's even more than Believe All Women or the Me Too. I think it's about how the judicial system failed this young boy. Because had they done their due diligence in the first place,
There was so much evidence.
it would have been cut and dry. They didn't use there was no DNA evidence.
Right.
There was so much that the girl's story changed multiple times. So the entire judicial system failed this boy. And I say
Even
it was
his
a boy.
lawyer
Even his lawyer
failed him.
and so it just was just a big fail, even with his parole officer, who anytime he got a job, his parole officer would call and go, you got to come and report. But I'm going to lose this job.
He don't care.
They don't care.
They made you look like a mama in there for real, for real.
Oh, my
When you
God.
just walked in there, I'm like, that's not who I just seen.
She
When
is
they-
somebody mama.
No,
I also no, but I was a mama.
she was a mama.
I was a mama. Like
What's
the
a
hair.
mama?
Nah, it's a
that
different type of mama.
It's that like, come on, baby, come on,
Come
sugar.
on, baby. Now.
Come on, let me hug you, baby. Like that.
So you're not like that in real life. That's it.
No, even when I met with Leomi, who was Brian Banks' mother, and she opened up the door, I had big hair on because I had done like a comedy show and my nails were long and I had on heels. And she was like, oh, you're going to play me. Okay. Octavia's not doing anything. Like, what? Why are you here? So it was a big transition into becoming this mother.
Why she act like she probably ain't never dropped it like it's hot when she was a kid?
Well,
And
probably,
that-
but I think,
Our era was wild,
I
Not
know, but
everybody
We
I
was just
was.
talking about that. We come from the Freaknik, Miami.
But you don't like to
Miami
think
Memorial
of your
Weekend.
parents. You don't like to think of your parents as Freaknik. Like,
Well, Sherri, did you ever go to a Freaknik or any of those things?
Girl, I done been out sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. It's been some garden tooling around my life.
Listen, our parents got the same body parts we got. They got
They
the
do,
same
but-
desires, the same needs.
Yes, but my son, like he said to me one time, and I said, I think I look cute. He went, you will never, ever, ever, ever be sexy, mommy. Ever.
Wow.
He goes, because your stomach is too round. And I say, okay, now you sound like your daddy.
Damn.
That's why we got divorced. me and your daddy. Jeez Louise. But like, and everybody told me.
How old is he?
He's 14. And I look, and he was like, you drink, and I had a little sports bra on. He was like, that's inappropriate. You're not me. You're not my age. But the men told me, they said boys don't like to think of their mother as sexual. So
I could see that.
So me telling Jeffrey, yeah, mama was a freak. Mama, that would like traumatize.
So that would be weird for your son to be like, yeah, ma, you look sexy today. That's weird.
I mean, it would be nice if he would tell me that.
Sexy? You don't want your son to think that.
I mean, I think it's okay to tell your mother she looks sexy. I don't say nothing to him when he disappears in the bathroom for 3 hours.
You think he'd be in there masturbating for 3 hours?
I swear, can y'all please tell me this boy goes in the bathroom at 5:30 in the morning. He runs the bath water. He gets out the tub completely dry. What is he doing in there?
If he masturbating for 3 hours, something wrong.
Well, he's 14, but I went and bought him some lotion at Whole Foods. I went and got I got him lotion.
Aveeno works well.
He might have went like 4 or 5 times. He's
Aveeno
14, so he might just be able to keep on going.
I think so, girl. They're like
No. We got to understand this is the social media era. You can get lost on social media. You can go down a lot of wormholes.
I know, but I check his social media all the time. I get his phone and I check it, so he's not on the sites or anything. But like I'm ashy right now because all my lotion is gone. Gone.
Your son using up all that lotion.
He using up, and then somebody told me because I got him the good lotion at Whole Foods, and somebody said no, that's too thick. You don't want the thick lotion.
Right,
but the
it's
cheap
like a cream.
Now I got to figure out what kind of lotion to get my son so he can go.
Crazy.
Take
Do you
care
see
of
t-shirts and
himself. Does
socks
he come out and
around the
fall-
bathroom on the floor?
I'm not looking at none of that.
You gotta wash the clothes.
I know, but I pick it up and I put it in the washing machine. I don't want to know.
Is it crunchy?
It's just, girl.
Does
he
he come out and fall asleep?
No, but he wakes up.
tired now.
We was watching SpongeBob. He goes, "Mommy, it's rising again." Like,
whoa!
And I said,
From SpongeBob?
He's 14.
He's 14.
He got to stop acting childish because that ain't like he's 14. He know what it
Maybe I
is.
baby my baby too much.
He said mommy is rising.
He
At
said it's
14,
rising.
mommy is rising. You
He
know
said
what
every
dick
time
in
I
heart?
think about Beyonce, it rises. I was like, I'm gonna have to talk to her because this is not good.
I think he
And then he
playing.
goes, look, it's happening. No, it rises. He goes, it's happening
He's
again.
14. He know what that is.
But my son was born at 5.5 months, so
Right.
he's got some unique challenges. So, he's a little less
gotcha.
than his age. So
Okay.
he's not true 14.
Gothy.
He thinks he is.
So when he said he says rise, what do you say? What's your reply when he says
I
it's
just
rising
looked
again?
at him and I was like,
Right, you're
what am I supposed to
healthy.
do with that?
You're supposed to be like, you're healthy.
Oh, okay.
That's
Well,
healthy.
I just ignored it, and then he
Right.
goes, "Look, it's doing it again." And he said, "How do I make it go down?" And I started to go, "Well, think about me," but then I didn't want to traumatize him.
Crazy.
Like I don't want that. That's
So you hand him the lotion.
because he ain't gonna be able to satisfy no woman who's the mama. Think about me.
Has he ever seen you twerking on the Tom Joyner boat cruise?
He has never seen.
Google that, son.
No,
Google.
he don't need
Google
to see none of that. He just let him think of me as Mother Teresa. That's how I want him to think of me.
I feel you. I'm fully aware that my mom had a life before me.
I mean, well, now that you're older.
Yeah,
but when you was younger, you didn't know that. I mean, now I
No,
know my dad
didn't.
is freaky. Like, I talked to him the other day. He was like, I'm sitting here, I'm butt naked. Me and your stepmama, we butt naked. I don't want to hear that.
That's funny.
But now I know he freaky like that.
I think my mom was a virgin before she got married.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, I do.
Really?
My mom was like a nerd growing up. If you've seen her, and then she got pregnant really young and got.
Yeah, my
stayed with-
mom did too.
Yeah, so and they
My
worked
daddy
together.
turned my mom out.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, and that
And
was
then
it.
my dad's Chinese, my mom's black.
I don't know what kind of spicy mixture that is in the bedroom, but it sounds spicy. Girl.
What
But
a
yeah,
mix.
he let him know when he's older that his mama was Freaknik. He don't need to know right now. It's not going to do nothing for him in English class or math class.
No, and I don't want to know either. I don't want to know what my mom did back then. Like, keep that to
She
herself.
did the same thing that you doing to your wife now.
Oh!
To your kid's mama. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
leave
only
it
She just
child,
danced in
so
the
that was
seat.
the one time.
Sherri
I
just
was
did a
only
little
child.
twerk in the seat just now. She said, "Oh."
Now, I saw you on Dear Hughley, son. You said you got married because you were lonely and horny.
Oh my God! Well, I was going through this thing where it was like I was just doing The View, and everybody had their life, so I didn't know anybody.
Okay.
And then a lot of people was trying to get close to me because they wanted to come on The View. So it's very hard not knowing anybody in New York. I was lonely, and then the church said you can't have sex. If you burning, it's better to be married because they was the celibacy thing. So you should be celibate.
That just sounded
See,
crazy. If you burning, it sounded crazy.
But that's why I brought that up because that's a good thing to be able to tell your son. Like you.
Well, I'm telling my son just, I don't want you to do anything unless you're in love.
Yeah.
Like it's better to keep yourself until you're married. That's what I'm teaching him. But when you're grown, that celibacy thing, I done already had a child. I've been married. So celibacy, it just wasn't, it was hard. So I was lonely because I was out here with no friends. And then I was tingling.
Sometimes you think
Single.
you're in love and you look back and you're like, That wasn't love.
Girl, I didn't even think I was in love. I
You
wasn't in
didn't?
love.
Never
no, I wasn't
thought
in
that?
love. No, I had a great deal of respect for the person, but I wasn't in love. It
So
was
you wasn't
I
in
don't
love
want
and
my
you
son
still
to have.
wanted to get married?
Well, I wanted my son to have a father too,
Okay.
because I was just like, he don't have a man in his life. So it was also that I got married for the wrong reasons, and it didn't work out because it was for the wrong reasons. So, but my bridesmaids were happy. Nisa Nash and Kim Whitley, they all got iPads, and the groomsmen got free
I
Yeezys.
thought Nisa Nash
Y'all got
didn't
partner
want
gifts.
you to get married.
She's the one that introduced me to my husband. She wanted me to get married.
Okay.
Yeah, she regrets it now. She says she's sorry all the time. I love her.
None of your friends was just encouraging you to go out and get some dick, Sherri. Don't worry about this marriage thing. Just go fuck.
No, I don't think I would have listened to them because I really wanted to be like, I wanted to do it the godly way. And now I would take that advice. But before,
You wanted to settle down. You wanted a home.
I wanted the married life.
I
I
got
always
you.
thought, I want to be married. I want to be a wife. But it's fine. I'm single. I'm happy. It's working out well.
What would you tell God now then? You said you would do that now, so how would you rectify that with God?
I think I have a different relationship with God. I feel like, you know what, God, I know that you love me. I know that you know my heart. If I slip and I fall
On some
on
penis.
somebody,
Yeah.
then you are loving enough and you love me so much that you're not going to confine me to the pit of hell.
There you go.
If I make a mistake. Before I felt like it was very, because I used to be a Jehovah's Witness too.
Me too.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
And it's very black and white. You do something wrong, you going.
That's it.
That's it.
Disfellowship.
You did
Yeah.
get disfellowship, which I think I am disfellowshipped. I'm not sure.
Just go and see if they talk to you. Go there, go to one of the halls. See
You
if
know
they
what?
talk to you.
Have you ever told a Jehovah's Witness when they standing there with the watchtowers and awake? Because they're very nice people. If you go to them and you go, I used to be a Jehovah's Witness, they like tense up. They tense up.
I'm gonna try that when they come to my house.
They act like you gonna try to like bring them over to your side.
When they come ring my bell, I'm gonna be like, I used to be a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah, they're gonna leave quick. Stop hiding behind the curtains. That's what I would tell everybody. I was a Jehovah's Witness child, and we can see you hiding behind the curtains.
Right.
Please don't do
The
that.
music goes off when they ring the bell.
Yeah,
turn the
like I
music
see
off.
you right there squatting. Just come on out and talk to me. I'm 8 years old. Because they would always put me in. Did they do that to you when you were young? They always had
you
you
go
knocking on
first,
the door.
yeah.
You go first.
They're not gonna tell the kids no.
Because they're not going to tell the kids, They buy all my way. I sold the watchtower and the wake like I sold Girl Scout cookies. I was the top seller.
We used to see y'all coming up the street and everybody running their house, lock the door, close the curtain.
And we
turn
know
the
this
music
what
off.
y'all did.
When I
Come
grew up,
on
there
out.
was a Jehovah's Witness church on my block. So I'm like, come
Oh,
on,
the
y'all
Kingdom
come
Hall.
Hall.
here.
The Kingdom Hall.
I was like, y'all come here every week. It's the same. You guys got to spread out a little.
They
the
actually
same
doing the right thing though. They're doing what other organizations are supposed to be doing. They're going out spreading the word of God.
Absolutely, and
Missionary
they're very they really do stick to the the tenets of what they're learning. If you are in Hawaii, you're gonna be learning the same thing at the Kingdom Hall in Hackensack. So they're very together on that. But then all my friends was always living a double life. Did you live the double life as a witness?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All my friends, we was witnesses. I would tell my mother I was babysitting, and I would go hide my clothes in the laundry room, and I'd say the phone is disconnected, so you can't call me. And I would go in the laundry room and put on my Freaknik Egyptian lover, freaking clothes and go out and party.
Do you think there'll ever be a time when you and your ex could be like have a conversation and just put everything in the past and be cool?
If he would stop writing open letters to TMZ.
I saw that open letter.
That was in his defense. Though, that was a response.
But D.L. Hughley was the one that called him a sorry ass. I didn't say anything. I just made the jokes. He didn't say to D.L. I said Steve Harvey said the same thing to me. D.L. He didn't address the men.
Got you.
He wrote the
Got
open
you.
letter to me.
Got you.
I'm like, be a man and tell D.L. Hughley he a sorry ass. I didn't
Got you.
think so.
What did the
got
open
you.
letter say?
It was saying, you're blocking me from getting a job in Hollywood.
He's
But
a
when I met you, you weren't working at all. So, and I don't have the powers to get you to block you from. I'm trying to get a job in Hollywood.
Right.
You got a lot. You're doing good now.
I'm trying to. It's because
Yeah.
you know why? Because character and integrity go a long
That's a
way.
fact.
That's what it does. But I don't have the power to block you. If I had the power, I would get you a job, so I wouldn't have to pay all the child support.
How much you pay now?
$4,100 a
Yeah,
month.
it's about $4,100 every 3 years it goes up. That's not as bad. Like Mel B is paying way more than me.
Lord
Like she's paying
have
like
mercy.
$30,000 a month. So I'm thankful it's not as
Was the
bad.
dick ever worth it? That much money to be paying a month?
No, I don't think we had sex once we got married because I got married for the wrong reason. So I don't think it. No.
Are you off marriage now? Like you feel like I don't want to go through that again, or you feel like I'm hopeful one day?
I was off marriage, but then I think I'm okay. Like you gotta have a good prenup. I tell the ladies, get you a really good prenup because that will protect your assets and stuff you want to do for your parents and your kids. And I'm open to it, but there's nobody there, so I'm
What
good.
do you mean? The world is full of penis. And men.
I don't want
Trust me, he
penis.
knows.
Like, I'm not walking around on Times Square going, "Where's the penis?
Yeah.
Give me the penis." That's not
Absolutely.
what I'm not looking for.
And that's
that.
not the first priority. She's
No, not at all.
Yeah,
I
at
want
all.
great conversation. I want somebody that's going to make me laugh.
Intelligence.
I want somebody that has a job, that loves that is king in their territory. You're not trying to creep over to mine. You know, that's intelligent.
So
It's
you
just
do
a-
want a man then?
Yeah, but you were talking about penis.
Well, I mean, you know, men.
No, penis
Penis
only
are
go-
attached to men.
See,
You
that's
want a
what you're
man.
thinking. You thinking with your penis.
Yeah, you want a
That's-
man.
Yeah, like a fully formed
You want a
guy.
partner.
Got you.
I would like a partner.
But you're not. You don't want to settle, is what you're
I'm not
saying.
gonna
I'm
settle.
not trying to settle.
And I'm okay. It's okay, ladies. It's
Yeah.
okay to be single.
It's nothing. People act like you're single. There's something wrong with
Like
that.
you
know.
unhappy,
It's not
like
true.
you just like,
There's a lot of unhappily married people, and I'd rather
Oh, absolutely.
be single, happily single than unhappily
Happily
married
single.
any day.
But you got to tell the universe what you want, though. You can't send mixed messages.
Well, I didn't. I just said I'm open. That's what I told the universe. I'm
Gotcha.
open, for what comes my way, and I'm good.
Right.
Now,
Nisi,
with all these mass shootings, does that, as a mom, does that scare you
I
at all?
am scared all the time. I try not to be in fear, but I have a little black boy, and he's 14, and he has his unique challenges. So you don't know. He's getting a mustache and he's getting a little beard. He's feeling himself, but you don't know that his mind is like a 10-year-old because he don't look 10. He looks 14. He's getting a little body. He's got he sounds like Peter Brady and Barry White at the same mommy, and he will go up and hug a police officer in a minute. So to now have to explain to Jeffrey that if cops stop you, you have to say, and he calls me mommy. You got to say, I want to call my mommy. That's horrific. Right. I'm trying to teach him to take the bus by himself, and we saw a group of white boys walking, and I immediately got scared.
Right.
So yeah, it's frightening for me. So doing Brian Banks was very emotional because my son could be Brian Banks because his mother, Leomi, did everything she could as a single mother to keep him out of trouble. She put him in football. She had him in after-school activities. And even still, this thing happened to him where he got incarcerated.
Right.
And 11 years of his life taken away.
Well, and it wasn't his fault at all.
And it wasn't
was
his
because
fault.
of somebody else
And literally-
telling a lie.
Totally innocent, yeah.
Everybody was saying he was guilty, and she drove 3.5 hours to prison and 3.5 hours back every other week to see her son. The entire time, she wrote him a letter a week. She never stopped believing in him, and she supported him like she is the bedrock of his sanity. She was.
Did this
woman.
movie make you feel like you wanted to get involved with the Innocence Project?
It is. So, I'm definitely talking with Justin Brooks of what I can do to help. Absolutely it does. Because we got to change the system.
We hear these, you're talking about changing the system. We hear
Yeah.
we see these things all the time about, people that are struggling with some type of mental challenges, and then they get into it with police. Like, do you think that they should be labeled in some way? Like, I don't know, maybe a necklace they could wear. I don't know, something.
Yeah, it's something where you would know.
A wristband.
A
Yeah.
Yeah, a
wristband.
wristband,
Because otherwise,
something.
sometimes you can't tell, if someone's mentally challenged unless they have. You don't want to put the label on them. But in this day and age, it's like you got to do
They
something.
need the label.
But even still, you remember the little mentally challenged boy. The police didn't even shoot him. He shot the worker that was with the mentally challenged boy. But yeah, I think so. I absolutely think so. It was really hard, and I'm very thankful I got to do this because this is my first dramatic lead in a drama. Because really, people didn't even want to see me for the drama. I couldn't even get the audition. When
Really?
No, because everybody knows me from doing comedy.
Comedians make the best dramatic actors.
I know,
to me.
but the way Hollywood is, if they know that you make people laugh, it's hard to get over to the other side. Somebody has to believe in you. Like with Niecy Nash, it was Ava DuVernay who really believed in her and helped her. With me, it was Tom Shadyac. He directed all of Eddie Murphy's movies and most of Jim Carrey's. He wrote The Nutty Professor. So for him, he likes working with comics. So
And he understood it because people
He
probably think
understood.
he couldn't write a drama.
Exactly. So when I did my audition with him on FaceTime, he said, I had to sit on Eddie Murphy and I had to sit on Jim Carrey. I think I'm going to have to sit on you. And I was like, I've been waiting for somebody to sit on me all my life. Yes, come sit on me.
I've never heard that expression.
Yeah, I know that
You want to sit on me?
Hey, get your roles the best way you know how to get your
I'm going
roles.
to tell you something.
Sherri, what were your real life conversations like with Brian Banks?
Brian used to, in the morning time, he would tell us how he was feeling because he was always there. And he would tell us how he was feeling with this particular scene. And he would always talk about his mother. Interestingly enough, he could not stay to watch Aldous Hodge and I film our scenes because it was too painful. Because he loved his mother. And to see what she went through as he was dealing with his stuff, it was too much. Even Leomi flew out and she flew right back home because she couldn't deal with it. It was so painful. So it was just, but he would just say all the time, I would always look to her for protection And so in the movie, Aldous always, when anything happened, he would look at me and say, "Ma." And it was that anguish of that's your worst nightmare, that you can't protect your child.
Right.
That you would get a phone call saying your child has been incarcerated and there's nothing you can do about it.
Because we think about how it affects his life, and we also have to think about how it affects his mom. It's interesting because they have the Emmett Till documentary
Right.
that's coming out with Emmett Till's mother.
Yeah.
From her point of view of what everything was like that Will Smith is producing with Jay-Z.
With Jay-Z. I mean, when someone is incarcerated, it affects the entire family. Brian Banks' sister was on a scholarship to Spelman, and she had to leave after a year because her big brother, it's hard to get involved in sororities and friendships when your big brother's in prison for something he didn't do. His little brother he was a basketball prodigy. He had to stop because all the people in school were teasing him about his brother. So it affects everybody. And that's why I'm hoping that this film will help people use their voices to say, we always, when we vote, we look at the vice president, we look at the president, but we don't look at the judges. We don't look at the DAs. And God forbid your child is in front of a DA or a judge. You want to know that this DA is representing your interests. What is their conviction rate? That's the work we got to do. Because they're convicting our kids like crazy.
That too, and I think it's going to start a conversation about false accusations. Because I'm a stern believer that you should listen to all women, but you have to believe all proof.
I mean, and do your due diligence.
Yes.
You don't just take away somebody's livelihood. So you have to you have to listen to both sides. But I'm just into when they're in front of these people, we gotta do our part. Like you said, you gotta listen, but we gotta do our part because it's up to us. We elect these people.
Right.
And these judges are on the bench for years until we find out something about them.
Now, what happens to the woman that falsely accused him?
Nothing.
Nothing.
She got a $1.2 million settlement when it first happened.
I thought it said 1.5 in the movie.
1.5 because her mother said that the school was not safe. And when he got exonerated, the Long Beach School District sued her and her mother, and they got a $2.1 million settlement. But they had spent all the money.
They can't pay it back.
They can't pay it back. So they essentially disappeared. So you can't find her or the kids. You can Google her. But by the time they got Brian, he was exonerated. The statute of limitations had run up for the girl.
Damn.
So basically, Brian had to go through that thing where he just had to say, I got to let it go.
But she was a minor at the time too, right?
That's why he had the label of a pedophile, because she was underage.
Do you think charges should be brought against women when they make false accusations, if it's proven?
Because just because somebody also, sometimes
asking
people...
Sherri.
Okay.
No, but probably Angela and I might be on the same wavelength.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
it's
sure
a lot
as
of
a woman.
brokenness there. I think, this girl who accused Brian of rape was broken in her spirit. She just wanted love. She felt rejected. Do I think she should go to prison for,
Yes.
that?
I think so.
She ruined somebody's life.
She ruined somebody's
She ruined
life and
somebody.
put
There's
them
got to
in
be
prison.
consequences for that. There's got to be
It's
consequences
not as easy
for
to do
that.
over and over
And
again.
it has to
Right.
be something that can be proven beyond, because just because somebody gets off also doesn't mean that they didn't do it too.
Right.
At times, not in this particular case, but there's time that men don't end up getting charged, and if they can turn around and sue you and say that you lied, but you didn't.
It's got to be some kind of
But that's why I
restitution
asked
because
Sherri,
his life was taken away
If it's
from him.
proven that she lied.
Yeah, it's got to be. There has to be consequences for if we just lie.
And some of that stuff they
blatantly.
have to stop too, like the fact that he taped her and she said she didn't do it, and they said, well, we can't use that because you
It's inadmissible in
obtained that
California.
wrong.
Yeah,
That's
that's
foul.
crazy.
You
That's
can't-
foul because that's evidence that I didn't do it, but I can't use that
But
evidence.
you can also say I was coerced into making a confession. So that's why you have to tell people I am taping you.
And the Facebook message, that should count for something.
The Facebook message should
did
count.
send that.
But it's so many. I mean, we do have to change the laws. Because there's so many little technicalities. And in the end, you had a 16-year-old who went to prison. In the end, and it was just. But what I love about this movie is he was able to get his life back.
Right.
And sometimes far be it for me to tell somebody you have to let it go with what happened to you, but if you hold on to stuff, it can destroy you.
Right.
Oh,
It really
absolutely.
can.
You do that for your own benefit. You
For
let
your
it go.
own benefit.
How do you get out of character though? Because I mean, if I played that part, I would probably hate the system so much. Like you just want to throw your middle finger up because you were that person for
Right.
taping.
I think I had to really, I talked to Leomi for a few hours and really, go through what she was going through. And she carried a blanket of sadness around her because she couldn't protect Brian. And I had to go with that. And it was hard playing that character. Drama is nice to do, but my lane is comedy. I like making people laugh. And at the end of the day, we go and get a steak and some Brussels sprouts and a glass of wine.
You lost all that weight now. I don't know if you're eating that anymore
I lost
now.
25
That's a good
pounds.
meal. That's just meat and vegetables.
It's meat and vegetables and water with lemon. That's my thing. I don't even do wine. I just meat and vegetables, Brussels sprouts. If you'd have told me I love Brussels sprouts and beets, I would have slapped you in your mouth. I love Brussels sprouts and beets.
I don't think you can ever get rid of that, though, because you're a parent. So we have that parental paranoia all the time. You just want to protect your kids.
You just want to protect your kids.
Yeah.
But even still, this is what I tell people, because Leomi was a single mom. I'm a single mom. Your kids listen to you. It may not look like it, but stuff kicks in, because even when Brian was down there in that hallway where everybody makes out, I don't know if they call it making out now, the make out hallway, it kicked in as they had their pants open, shirt open, it was no sex. My mom is going to kill me. Like, she going to kill me if she find out, and I'm going to lose my scholarship. So he said at that moment, I can't do this, and ran off. Maybe had he said it a different way, I don't know. It might have been different. But what his mother had taught him kicked in. So as parents, we got to know that what you're saying does matter. They hear it. It might come out.
And it's amazing you don't realize everything your parents told you when you was young was true. You don't realize that till you get older.
You don't realize that till
you thought they was tripping. You're like, why y'all tripping? Where you going?
Gosh.
Where you at? Calling you all the time. But
Can I tell you, I was such a bitch when I was growing up. My parents just did not like me, because everything they would try to tell me, I would go, you know what? I can't wait till I get up out of here. I can't wait till I'm 18. I can't stand you. And it would pop me in my mouth. And now I realize I wrote my father like a 10-page letter with tears going, I'm so sorry. I was such a bitch. It was terrible, because now I realize everything they said is true.
Right. Yep.
Every single love don't pay the rent. Love don't get with no man that ain't got no money. Why didn't I
Never
listen?
again.
You're not in there trying to upgrade a man. You can't help a man get on his feet, Sherri?
There's a difference, Charlamagne, because I have always had that Captain Save-A-Hoe thing. And and I have tried. You can only believe in a man so much, and he's still got to do the work. So trying to believe in his potential, the man got to do the work. And
So
I
you don't
think
believe in love.
I do believe in love. I absolutely.
But if he's broke, you ain't effing with him.
Because there's something he ain't gonna be able to do what I do. I mean, come on, it's very hard. You got a woman who makes more money than a man. That's hard anyway. So him trying to, me trying to help him along, I think it emasculates a man. If I'm always trying to help you, you're going to get emasculated. And at some point, you're going to resent me. That just happens.
What if this man,
I'm just not no bitter.
What if the man's sexy as shit? He got the greatest conversation. He got great sex.
Smart,
and he willing to be
intelligent.
your assistant.
And he willing to be my assistant?
Yes.
Oh, so it's no relationship.
No, he's your man, but he's willing to help you be the best Sherri Shepherd you can be.
He's still getting emasculated, because you should be trying to do for you. Let me be your cheerleader, because at the end of the day, what you got going?
What if that's what he wants to do? He wants to help you. I want to be your assistant. I want to
Then
travel with you all
What
day.
was he doing before you?
What were you doing before?
He got a paper
Like
route.
your whole thing, your paper route, a paper route. That's all you can. What?
Ride that bike.
What we gonna do with a paper
Very
route?
smart, he's sexy.
Big ass
great
cap.
With a
conversation.
paper, riding a bicycle, and what I'm supposed to do? Get on this damn handlebars with all of this?
You got a car?
No,
But
no.
think about that. He think about the most beautiful man you ever seen. Great conversation, and all he want to do is be about Sherri Shepherd.
No, I don't want that. I will resent you.
Right.
Where's your
Really?
work ethic?
And
No, I
Sherri,
don't
I'm
want
sure you like a powerful man.
I like a man who he's got his stuff going, and he's
Right.
confident. That's sexy to me.
Confidence is sexy. Power
Confidence,
is sexy.
power,
Ambition is sexy.
Ambition, work ethic. That's sexy. So if you have no work ethic and you're looking at me, you like, I'm sexy, ma. I just want to be about you. That ain't sexy to
I'm
me.
gonna be honest with you. Ain't nothing more work ethic than riding that bike through that neighborhood throwing the newspaper. You ain't gonna find too many people that can work harder than that.
That is a lot of. And if you got a big girl on your handlebars,
That's what I'm saying.
Try honging that little beeping that little horn on your bike.
Now, to switch, speaking of handlebars, to switch gears for a second, have you spoken to Barbara Walters?
I have not spoken to Barbara Walters. I miss her though.
Yeah, I see that they were doing reports today saying that she's not looking too good now.
Well, I
Maybe
mean,
she
she's in her 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how good you look in your 80s.
Especially when you're white. Let's be for real.
I'm not. I mean, I'm just. She is she's probably in her mid 80s right now, and she's not doing what she don't have the 10 most fascinating people. She don't have the Oscar special. She's not doing the Views. So I don't know. She's not interviewing presidents or dictators, world leaders. So I imagine it's it's probably a different existence.
I like how that's reality though. Reality
It
is
is.
you gonna get old and it's gonna happen.
But I wish that she still had her specials and stuff, because she was still like, her brain was like boom, boom, boom. Barbara Walters was on it. I wish that.
You think she's dying because she's not doing anything? because you're not active.
But a lot of times that happens to people who, when people who are fully like functioning and they're out working, and then everything is taken from them,
Right.
a lot of deterioration happens. I don't know if that is the case, but you don't have anything to do. Barbara Walters is not a person that's going to garden. That's never been her. She's a person that flies to Israel, over here to Egypt, over here to That's what she does. So, you know, I don't know. I'm hoping that everything's all right.
We take 80 plus for granted because we see Cicely Tyson out here still thriving.
Cicely Tyson ain't no joke, boy.
That's what I'm saying. Them guys,
She'll
they
let you
look
know.
good.
But she's working.
Working.
Cicely has not stopped working. She's doing Broadway. You keeping your mind up. When you
You're right.
stop, that's what I'm scared of. Like, I want to be an 80-year-old having good sex still, you know, with my money, going you know, to Vegas with my black glove, pulling that little thing, winning a couple $100,000. I want to be on a ship with my girlfriends, still talking nasty, going after them young boys. Yeah, because that's what you do when you 80. You're supposed to go after young boys.
Do you ever date outside your race?
You know what? It's so funny. I would like to try it because I've never done it. I like black men. You know,
Right.
Well, who would you date? White, Asian?
No, he would probably have to be
Latino?
Puerto Rican. Like
Puerto
I need a white man
Dramos.
that's black. He knows, like, when I take my hair off, it don't surprise
You
him.
like beards?
Beards, I do love beards. I do like beards.
We have a Puerto Rican with a beard in the
I
room.
like Puerto Ricans. Oh, well, go stop now.
Nah, he flirted with Cheryl Underwood. He loves Cheryl,
Oh, so
too.
damn, you just like everybody. Huh? Okay, that's not, I mean, and I'm not saying that bad. I'm like, but you like everybody. So everybody come in
He's
here.
for everyone.
You be trying to holler at them. That's, you know, no. I guess I don't know. And you don't, and that's not sexy because you're not making a stand. Like, you don't commit. You too wishy-washy.
He's very
Plus,
wishy-washy.
Yeah,
This
wishy-washy,
morning- This morning I was doing push-ups. He took a picture of my butt, so you gotta.
Yeah, that's
Plus,
you,
he has a
you
paper
fluid
route.
and stuff like that. Your fluid flow all over the place. That's not good. Although, let me tell you something about Cheryl Underwood. She would rock you. She'd tear you up.
She told me
Like,
that already.
I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you about Cheryl. Cheryl would freaking woo.
Cheryl got two in here. Cheryl got drum and she got my man Wax
At
out
the
there.
same time, she tear both of y'all up.
yeah.
Cucumber
Don't
challenge.
sleep on Underwood, the Underwood lady. You freaking come back, you won't have no beard. I can smell Enfamil coming right off your neck right now. Look like your braces just came off your teeth. And that's nothing. You don't even know what happened. Look, you right for Cheryl Underwood. Before you know it, she would have you butt naked, just whimpering in a corner, whining.
Now, I always wondered, did you foresee yourself having this much success after The View? Or were you scared when it first?
I was terrified. I remember when they because they was trying to get me back, and then I said I wanted to do my own talk show, and then and then I knew I was going through the divorce, and I was like, this is about to get nasty. I'm gonna try to keep this job, and then they released me from my contract, and I sat in front of the mirror, and I was like, oh shoot, what am I gonna do? Like, because I hadn't been in Hollywood so long, because I was out here in New York, and I said, I don't know if they know me, and this little voice said, do you trust me? And I said, nope, don't trust you at all, God. And the voice said, I'm honest. If for nothing, I'm very honest with God. Like, I told God I didn't think the celibacy thing was going to work. And he's very nice. You can talk to him. And I said, no. And the voice said, do you trust me a little bit? And I said, a little bit. And the voice said, I told you to leave. It was time to leave. And I don't care. You gonna leave. And really, within 2 weeks, Will Packer called me. And Will Packer was like, hey, lady, I got a role in, Ride Along 2. And then they called me on Broadway and they said, could you play the evil stepmother to Keke Palmer's Cinderella? So I did a run on Broadway, and then I did Soul Man with Cedric and Niecy, and I just never stopped working. So I'm very thankful. I'm thankful that people still like me. They still want to work with me, that my funny is still there. Like, I like not being the ingenue, like the sexy woman, like a Halle Berry. I'm funny.
What does ingenue mean? I don't know.
Ingenue is like a young actress that she plays the sexy role.
Got you.
So
Okay.
I'm a comedian, so I could be fat, I could be 300 pounds working, I could be 125 pounds working. As long as I'm funny.
Making them laugh. Yeah.
As long as I'm making them laugh, I'll work. So I like that, as opposed to like I'm looking at my wrinkles going, oh my God. My double chin will always work for me. So I like being a comedic actress. That's what I like.
Did you read Ladies Who Punch?
I did not.
My mom was reading it on vacation.
She liked it?
She liked it. She said she couldn't believe that everybody had this much drama behind the scenes.
Oh, yes, a lot of drama. I mean, I didn't have to read it because I knew what went on behind the scenes. Of course, it's gonna be drama. It's 5 women working together. We went through our stuff. We would argue. We argue about who was talking, who wasn't. I remember one time Joy said to me, girl, at the end of the day, we would go, take a little time to enjoy the view. And I would wave. And Joy was mad at me because I kept stepping on her jokes. But it was Whoopi, it was Joy, and it was me. It was 3 comics. and I was trying to find my way in there. And Joy, somebody said, I think it was Barbara, take a little time to enjoy the view. And I was smiling. Joy went, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, and you could just see my face drop like, bitch, what? It was crazy. And we had it out, and we had to come to an agreement of when I'm to lob the ball to Joy so she could do her joke, when I could do my joke. It was like, you had to find your way within this circle of women. But I love Joy Behar to death. We will shut a restaurant down with, drinking. And so, it's bound to be stuff that...
No physical,
politics.
right? Nothing physical ever.
No, we never had anything physical. I'm not going to fight. Elizabeth Hasselbeck got mad at me. She got upset at me one time because I went off about John McCain. And I think when I get mad, my fingers start moving. I'm a black woman. My fingers started moving. And I made Lizzie cry. And I remember she said, I thought you were going to hit me. And I said, Lizzie, and this is behind the scenes, and I said, girl, am I going to mess up my whole career to hit you? Like, that, my career would be gone. I said, you know who thought I was going to hit them? The girl that was sleeping with my husband.
Right.
Now, she thought I was crazy bitch. I was going to hit her.
And you probably
You didn't hit
was
her?
because of that.
No, we didn't fight. We actually have a very cordial relationship.
Really?
Yeah, because she has 2 children by my ex-husband, and I have a child. And you have to love your child more than you hate the other parent.
Man.
So we kind of I sent her a Happy Mother's Day
Really?
message, and she told me what a great mother I was.
So you
and
like her more than your ex?
I love her more than my ex.
You don't never get mad when you see her with a nice pair of shoes and a bag, and that's your $40-something $100 a month child support?
No, that's a husband. That's husband one.
Oh, somebody else.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm talking
okay.
about his husband, the original
Gotcha.
husband. I wish he would get a wife, the husband 1A. I wish he would get a wife, and then she could adopt his child, and he could leave me alone.
He writing the letter right now.
He writing the letter right now to see if
Sherri on Breakfast Club calling me a sorry ass.
And I'm not messing with him. I talk about him. I don't mention his name, but he tried to do a reality show of in my career, in my integrity and character. Everybody who he tried to pitch this reality show called me and said, your ex-husband trying to pitch a reality show. And the log line was, I'm going to blow the lid off of my relationship with Sherri Shepherd. So he's still trying to work off
Get
me.
some money off of
He's
you.
still trying to get money off of me. So it didn't.
That would be a good reality show, though.
Yeah, but
he should write a book called Strike the Shepherd.
What? What? Strike the Shepherd. How you spell that?
I don't know. S-K-R-I-K-E.
See, this is the same man to be like, I don't want to work. I just want to be about you. I don't know how to spell.
I got my paper route
Strike
ready.
the Shepherd. Got my paper route. You don't talk about my bike, girl. That's exactly what you sound like.
You think people try to paint you as a bad person in that relationship, though?
No.
With the child involved, and they were like, she doesn't want to be in the life of the child. And
You know what it is because I think a lot of people don't understand fertility. So it was his sperm and a donor egg. He picked out the donor egg. And so I'm not biologically related to his child. I broke up with him before the baby was born. There was a woman that carried the baby. And so I chose to remove myself from his life because what a child does not need is 2 parents that hate each other.
Right.
That would be
So that-
absolutely
and that keeps
awful.
the connection.
And that keeps the connection. It was more devastating to my son to have to tell Jeffrey, you got a brother that you're not biologically connected to, and then we get divorced. So it would have been not to the baby because the baby doesn't know me from the man on the moon. And what I said was, I'll still be a fairy godmother. If you need help, I'll be willing to give you some help monthly. What I thought was it was just like more of, I want $10,000 a month. That's kind of like extortion. Then I got to work a bunch of jobs. Right. And what he said was, well, if your son is in private school, my son is going to be in private school. Yeah, but my son is in a private school for children with special needs.
Right.
Otherwise, he'd be over there at the Richard Rodder Center in doggone Jersey with everybody else. So it was that kind of thing. And I just chose to remove myself from his son's life. But he's financially taken care of.
Right.
And I'm cool with that because that means if I can financially take care of his son, then that means I'm working.
But did y'all plan it as a couple or no? Was it?
At first, we did because when we got married, he was like, I want a child. That's a deal breaker. And I thought it was okay. But then as Jeffrey was getting older and his needs were coming up, I was like, this is going to be rough. And I said I didn't want any kids. And we argued 24/7. That's what, I didn't put out there on social media. We're always arguing. And he said, it was not fair that you said you wanted a child and I deserve to have a child. That's what and I felt bad because I did say we could. That was the
Right.
deal breaker. And all my friends was like, don't have this baby. And I was like, but I said I would. And I felt because women do that too with men. They say, I want a baby. And all of a sudden the man goes, I don't want a baby. So we went ahead and it was very stressful, but I pulled out probably 3 months because I just felt something was going wrong. I felt like it was some other stuff going on.
Right.
And that's what they got me on. It wasn't that I'm a mother. It was a technicality in the contract the fertility contract, it said you both agreed to take care of this child, even in divorce and separation.
Right.
Lord
We
have
looked
mercy.
at it as an adoption. I chose not to adopt because in fertility, whoever is carrying that baby is considered the mother. So, Angela, if you decided to have a baby and it was your egg and Envy's sperm, but I was carrying the child,
It would be yours.
it would be
be
mine.
amazing.
Yeah, that would be a miracle, first of all, this whole scenario. I don't want y'all to think this is real. If my uterus, first of all, that would be a miracle. They would consider me the mother. So you would have to adopt your own child.
See, I didn't know all that.
Yes. And so what I chose to do, it was looked at as an adoption. I chose not to adopt. I pulled out of the adoption,
Okay.
which people do all the time. But I'm just like, if God wanted me to be a financial blessing to his son, then so be it.
Right.
That means I'm working. He's provided for. That's why I look at it. And, the problem was
That's interesting.
I mean, you gotta find the bright side. And
Yeah, because
I'm
it's
not
like going
bitter.
to a restaurant. Y'all both decide y'all want to go to this restaurant. Y'all get there, but you
Right.
don't like the food. So you left.
And you decide not to.
Yeah, does he pay the bill? Who pays the bill?
Yeah.
He's
And
split.
it's not like his son does not, he never knew me. Like I said, I broke up with him and put him out when the lady was 4 months.
Put him out.
Girl, let me tell you, when I put him out and I went out there with no wig on, I had all my ludicrous braids in my hair, and I walked out there, he was playing basketball, and I cursed, because you're a black woman. I cursed him out so bad. Anybody around me didn't hear nothing Jesus. Nobody got saved that day with how I cursed him out. Black woman, the view my ass. Oh, I was girl. You never heard. My son dropped the basketball. He was like, I never heard my mommy talk like this. Because you got to curse somebody out before you put them out. Like, you don't just go, we not working out. That's the way white people do it. It's not working out. I think we should separate. No, when you're a black
Get
woman,
your
you're like, get your
sorry
mother.
ass.
You wasn't shit before I paid for all this. It's a lot of curse words. A lot of spit be flying out your mouth. A lot of neck. My neck hurts so bad after I finish because it be moving.
I think we asking the wrong question. Somebody needs to ask him, why does he not think he's a sorry ass?
I wouldn't say that. I just think, you get with a woman who's a celebrity and now you get all of this perks. You get all of the first class stuff. You get used to that.
Right. I'm accustomed to this.
I'm accustomed to this.
Women do it all the time too, though.
Women, there's a thing that God created in women. We want stability. We want, we want consistency. I think when it gets perverted, it goes to the gold digging place. But I think the natural need of a woman is like, I want to know that you can provide for me. That's not the natural birthplace of a man. In your DNA, it is to protect and take care of. It is to go out and work and gather and hunt. So, it's different for a woman when she says, I want you. And plus, it's when a woman get divorced from a man, it's always harder on the woman because you still got them kids. A man can go and regroup really quickly. But a woman, you got them kids, you still got to pay bills.
Right.
It's a lot harder for women. I'm blessed that, I'm the reverse.
Could Sherri Shepherd date a hard-working man that has a job not in entertainment? What if he work at UPS?
If he worked at UPS, if as long as he's king in his territory, was not going to work if he works at UPS and he's not happy there. Because it's not going to work me coming and going, I'm on the red carpet, I got nominated for an Emmy, and then I decided I'm going to go to Kevin Hart is having a birthday party in Brazil. He can't even take off work. So it's going to be a little bit hard for him. And I'm not saying that that's
Hard out
bad.
here.
It's just going to be hard for him because to be in a relationship with me, you got to fly a lot of places. You got to spend a lot of money. You got to be getting in tuxes all the time because that's my life.
But if he's your assistant, then
There
they'll
we
put
go
him on
back
the
with the
rider.
bike riding
they'll
and
put
the
him on
assistant.
They'll put him on the rider. He'll be part of your
Then
itinerary.
he's going to be emasculated.
It's really hard to even be friends with somebody who's your assistant.
Yeah, and
Because
I'm
there's
not
a
gonna
whole
be friends
power
with
thing.
nobody
Because
that's my
sometimes it's
assistant.
hard to make that
Because
transition.
I'm the boss lady. Now you got to be looking at me because I am a boss. And when I'm an assistant, I'm not the Sherri that you see on TV. I come
Right.
and talk to you a certain way.
It's a whole different dynamic.
It's a
you want to
different
be able to go to
dynamic.
your
Now, I
man
can't
and
tell the
complain
man
about
that's-
your assistant.
It's so interesting though, because Envy can relate. As a married man, it's
Yeah.
like my wife is the CEO of everything.
Right.
But
You know what
imagine
I'm
she was
saying?
with you at work every day up here.
telling you what to do.
I might need that.
You might need it. You do need it. Might. Now, I'm glad you came to that conclusion. I didn't know that for years. And every other woman who listened to you might need it.
I might need that for real.
I'm telling you, N-word almost came out my mouth. Please.
You trying to hit that finger, nigga?
You do need it. And that's what I'm talking about. Men, y'all always come to this realization like 12 years too late.
Right.
Good grief.
That's fine.
Because your penis always talking.
Huh?
Exactly.
Did you
That's what
like
his
filling in
penis
for
just
Wendy
said, huh?
Williams?
When I filled in for Wendy,
And
that
you
was the only
enjoyed
time
it?
in my career I was not nervous.
Really?
I knew that was. I knew that I was, because I want my own talk show. I love people, and I knew when they asked me to do the panel, I said, nope, you got to believe in your worth. I'm telling y'all listeners, when they asked me to do the panel, I said, no, I'm not going to do the panel. I will only do Wendy's show if you let me host it by myself. And they said, no, we're not going to let you do that. And I said, well, then, don't call. But then they called me, and I said, I'll do it on Monday, because that's when everybody watch, and Tuesday. You got to give me 2 days. And they did. And it was the only time I wasn't nervous, because I knew that that's what I'm supposed to be doing. At some point, I'm supposed to have a talk show.
Everybody gave you great reviews when you did it.
I really, yeah.
I can see it happening.
I love it. It's so sitting in that chair. I'm so thankful that Wendy allowed them to allow me to do it. I'm gonna give props to the queen. But it was a lot of fun. I was like, yeah, I could do
And
this.
you're very honest and open.
Yeah,
and that's
it ain't
important.
nothing you don't know about me. I'm pretty open.
Was there a part of you that was like, I hope she don't recover? So maybe
No, because honestly, I'm glad Wendy's getting her life back. I'm
And even
glad.
if it was, would she say, yeah, I was hoping.
No,
I was hoping.
because
That's
that
her
was
being
really
honest.
good. That was really, I really was hoping Wendy would just like, No, I happen to like Wendy. Like, we're not friends, but Wendy's blessing is her blessing. Sherri gonna have her blessing.
That's
So
right.
I don't operate in that. That's why I needed to leave The View, because I said if I stay, I'm gonna be envious of other actors who come. The actress who comes and talks about Brian Banks. I am an actress. I'm gonna be sitting there going, what if I had done it?
Right.
I don't like being in that place. Envy eats you up. Not,
hear that,
not
Envy?
you, Envy.
I eat my
I
wife
heard
up.
you pretty good.
Yeah, I was with my wife last night. But anyway, sorry.
But I don't like being.
she said she heard you pretty good.
I mean, she made her my
That nigga
wife.
out in the street like
Maybe she
that.
heard my wife yelling. Who knows? I don't know.
Envy will eat you up.
There you go.
I know, girl. I know. But that's a bad place to be in, is in that place of envy. And I know that what God has for me is going to come from me. I really, if I had my own talk show, it wouldn't be in the vein of Wendy Williams, because I want to help people. I want people to find their best lives, to reinvent themselves. I want women to know the full capacity of what they can do, the power that they have. I want women to be acknowledged and seen. So I'm all about the girl power.
There
So
you
it'd
go.
be different. I wouldn't that Wendy show wouldn't fit me well, because she does
Right.
what she does.
You know what you want to do. You have your own vision.
I absolutely
That's
have
fine.
my own vision. So, but it was good to fill in. It was cool. I had a good time.
Well, we thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having
and
me.
good luck with the new movie, Brian
and
Banks.
any of y'all who have a bike, don't be riding past my house with that bicycle.
That's right.
I don't care.
They're gonna be throwing their numbers at your door.
Yeah, don't be doing that. And UPS workers, that I actually don't mind, because I can get my stuff at discount if I
You
send
think
my one.
so?
Yeah, they could.
No,
Yeah, because
they
you
also
never
can
get
give you other people's packages too.
and we could do the role play with the costume.
All right.
Yeah, with the
You're like,
uniform.
package for you.
There you go.
So you're
Hello,
open to
mister.
a UPS worker. That's good.
I'm very open to a UPS
That's good.
as long as he is happy at his job and he's content.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not content in your job, you're not going to be happy with me.
Gotcha.
Because
You
I'm
got-
content. I love what I do.
And you got to be happy. If he makes employee of the month, you got to be just
I'll
as
be
happy
right
for him
there.
as he would be for an Emmy nomination.
I'll be
for
right
you.
there with my gabardine pantsuit on, cheering you on.
There you go.
There we go.
All right. Well, it's Sherri Shepherd. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.